When you look back on your life, what will you see? A journey filled with chances taken, dreams pursued, and lessons learned, or a life filled with what-ifs and missed opportunities? Taking risks may feel uncomfortable. It may stir up fear, anxiety, and doubt. But the truth is, every time you choose to stay in your comfort zone, you deny yourself the chance to grow, to experience, and to evolve. Life is about movement. It's about stepping into the unknown even when it feels uncertain, because in those moments of uncertainty, we discover who we truly are. In life, we are naturally drawn to what feels safe, familiar, and comfortable. This comfort zone is a place where we know what to expect, where the risk of failure seems minimal and where challenges are few. It's the space where everything feels secure and easy, but while the comfort zone may provide a sense of stability, it can also prevent us from growing. When we confine ourselves to the familiar, we limit our potential for new experiences, opportunities, and personal transformation. We can't grow, evolve, or reach new heights if we stay in the same place doing the same things over and over again. The truth is, true growth happens when we step beyond our comfort zone and into the unknown. It's in those moments of uncertainty that we find opportunities for learning, discovery, and self-development. The challenge of pushing past fear and embracing new experiences is what helps us expand our capabilities, test our limits, and uncover our true potential. But taking that first step outside the comfort zone can be daunting. It requires courage, trust in ourselves, and the willingness to embrace discomfort in pursuit of something greater. Fear is one of the main reasons people avoid stepping out of their comfort zones. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These are powerful emotions that can keep us stuck in our current situation. We may think, what if I fail? Or what if people laugh at me? But the truth is, failure is not the enemy of success. In fact, failure is a stepping stone towards success. It's part of the process of learning and growing. Every time we fail, we gain valuable insights that bring us closer to achieving our goals. The more we are willing to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn from them, the more we grow. It's important to remember that fear is a natural response to stepping into new territory. Everyone feels it. The difference between those who thrive and those who remain stuck lies in how they respond to that fear. Instead of allowing it to paralyze them, successful people use fear as a motivator to push forward. They understand that fear is simply a signal that they are moving into new and uncharted territory, which is exactly where growth occurs. So, the greatest achievements in life come from moving through fear, not avoiding it. Stepping out of the comfort zone also requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing new challenges as threats, we must begin to view them as opportunities for expansion. This mindset shift allows us to approach life with curiosity rather than anxiety. It's about seeing potential obstacles as learning experiences rather than roadblocks. Each new experience, no matter how difficult, can teach us something valuable. With every challenge, we become stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to handle future uncertainties. When we step outside our comfort zones, we also open ourselves to new perspectives and possibilities. Staying in the same place, doing the same things, limits our view of the world. But when we venture into the unknown, we meet new people, experience different cultures, and encounter diverse ideas. These new perspectives help us to grow not only as individuals, but also as members of a larger community. We gain empathy, understanding, and a broader outlook on life, which enriches our experience and helps us become more well-rounded. Taking risks and embracing the unknown also helps us build confidence. Every time we overcome a challenge, every time we succeed in something new, we gain a deeper belief in our own abilities. This confidence then carries over into other areas of our lives. We start to believe that we can handle whatever life throws our way because we've proven to ourselves that we are capable. The more we step outside our comfort zone, the more we build this sense of self-assurance, which empowers us to keep pushing our boundaries. But what happens if we don't step out of the comfort zone? What if we let fear dictate our decisions? The result is stagnation. We may feel safe and secure, but we're not truly living. We're simply existing. Over time, this can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, restlessness, and regret. We look back and realize that we missed out on opportunities because we were too afraid to take that first step. Life is meant to be lived fully, and that requires embracing the unknown. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be moments of fear and uncertainty. But those moments are where we discover our true strength. They are where we find out what we're really capable of achieving. In the end, the discomfort of stepping outside the comfort zone is temporary, but the rewards of growth, learning, and personal transformation are lasting. Don't let fear keep you stuck. Take that step into the unknown. Embrace the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the challenges that come with it. Because on the other side of the comfort zone lies a world of possibility, growth, and fulfillment. Regret is a powerful emotion, one that can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, often for years, sometimes even for a lifetime. It's a feeling that stems from missed opportunities, unspoken words, actions not taken, and choices made or not made. While many emotions come and go, regret has a way of lingering, quietly reminding us of the chances we didn't take or the paths we chose not to walk down. It's a weight that can shape our present and color our future if we let it. When we experience regret, it often comes from a place of hindsight, where we can see more clearly the consequences of our past decisions. We think, if only I had done things differently, everything would be better now. This kind of thinking is natural, but it's also dangerous. It traps us in the past, keeping us anchored to moments we cannot change. Regret, by its very nature, pulls us away from the present moment, robbing us of the ability to fully engage with life as it is right now. Regret can manifest in many different ways. Perhaps it's a job opportunity we didn't pursue because we were afraid of failure, or maybe it's a relationship we didn't fight for because we were too proud. Sometimes it's as simple as not speaking up when we had the chance, or not following a passion because we feared the unknown. Whatever the source, regret can create a constant undercurrent of dissatisfaction in our lives. It can make us feel as though we've fallen short of our potential, that we've let ourselves down, and that there's no way to make up for what's been lost. One of the most challenging aspects of regret is the feeling of helplessness it often brings. Once a moment has passed, we can't go back and change it. We can't undo what's been done or relive a decision. This can leave us feeling stuck, replaying the same scenario in our minds over and over again, imagining all the ways it could have gone differently. But this kind of thinking doesn't serve us. It only deepens the emotional weight of regret, keeping us trapped in a cycle of self-blame. While regret can be painful, it's important to recognize that it also offers an opportunity for growth. Regret, when we allow ourselves to learn from it, can be one of our greatest teachers. It shines a light on what truly matters to us, revealing our values, our desires, and our deeper motivations. The things we regret most often point to the areas of our lives where we yearn for change, where we need to be more courageous, more open, or more willing to take risks. The key to transforming regret into growth is acceptance. We must accept that the past is the past, that we did the best we could with the knowledge and resources we had at the time. This acceptance doesn't mean that we are happy with our past decisions, but it does mean that we recognize the futility of dwelling on what we cannot change. Instead of being consumed by regret, we can choose to use it as a stepping stone for future actions. We can decide to live differently moving forward, to take more chances, to speak our truth, to follow our passions without fear holding us back. Regret can serve as a reminder that life is fleeting and that each moment is precious. When we understand this, we can approach the present with a greater sense of urgency and intention. We can choose to be more mindful of our decisions, knowing that the choices we make today will shape our future. Instead of fearing the unknown or avoiding risk, We can lean into life with the understanding that it's better to try and fail than to live with the burden of wondering what might have been. It's also important to recognize that while we may carry regret, we are not defined by it. Our past mistakes and missed opportunities do not determine our worth or our future. We are always capable of growth, of change, and of creating new opportunities. Even if we've made choices we regret, we can still make choices today that lead us closer to the life we want to live. The power to shape our future is always in our hands, no matter what our past may look like. Ultimately, the burden of regret is one we don't have to carry forever. By facing it head-on, by learning from it, and by choosing to live more fully in the present, we can begin to lighten its load. Life is a series of choices, and while we may not always make the right ones, we always have the chance to grow from them. Regret doesn't have to hold us back. It can propel us forward if we let it. So instead of allowing regret to weigh us down, we can choose to let it be a reminder to live boldly, take chances, and never let fear of failure stop us from pursuing the life we truly desire. Risk is often viewed as something to be feared, avoided, or minimized. We're taught from a young age to play it safe, to avoid unnecessary challenges, and to stay within the confines of what we know. But in reality, risk is a gift, one that opens doors to growth, learning, and transformation. It is through risk that we uncover new possibilities, deepen our understanding of ourselves, and create a life that is rich with experience. Without risk, we remain stagnant, living in the comfort of the familiar, but never truly reaching our potential. At its core, taking risks means embracing the unknown. It means stepping into situations where the outcome is uncertain and where failure is a possibility. But with that uncertainty comes potential, the potential for success, for new opportunities, and for personal growth. Risk is the gateway to experiences that push us beyond our limits and challenge us to evolve. Every time we take a risk, we learn something about ourselves, we discover strengths we didn't know we had, developed resilience, and become more adaptable to life's changes. One of the greatest gifts that risk offers is the opportunity to grow. Growth rarely happens in the comfort zone, where everything is predictable and safe. Instead, it happens when we stretch ourselves, when we step into unfamiliar territory and take on challenges that test our abilities. Risk forces us to confront our fears, to navigate uncertainty, and to find new solutions to problems. Through this process, we become more resourceful, more creative, and more confident in our capacity to handle whatever comes our way. Risk also teaches us the value of failure. In our society, failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs. We're afraid of making mistakes, afraid of what others will think, and afraid of the disappointment that comes with not succeeding. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a crucial part of the journey toward it. Every failure provides us with valuable insights, lessons that we can use to improve and grow. When we take risk, we open ourselves to the possibility of failure, but we also open ourselves to the possibility of learning, adapting, and eventually succeeding. Another important aspect of risk is that it brings new opportunities into our lives. When we stay within the confines of what we know, our experiences are limited. We follow the same routines, engage with the same people, and rarely encounter anything truly new. But when we take risks, whether it's starting a new career, moving to a new city, or pursuing a passion, we invite fresh opportunities and experiences into our lives. We meet new people, encounter new ideas, and open doors that we may not have even known existed. Risk is a catalyst for change, and with change comes the potential for greater fulfillment and satisfaction in life. Risk also deepens our connection to ourselves. When we take a leap into the unknown, we are forced to rely on our inner strength and intuition. We learn to trust ourselves, to make decisions based on what feels right, rather than what feels safe. This self-trust builds confidence and reinforces the belief that we are capable of handling whatever challenges come our way. Over time, taking risks helps us develop a stronger sense of self and a deeper understanding of our values, desires, and capabilities. In addition, risk has the power to liberate us from the constraints of fear. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but it is also a limiting force that can prevent us from living fully. When we allow fear to dictate our choices, we shrink from life's opportunities and miss out on experiences that could bring us joy, fulfillment, and growth. By taking risks, we confront fear head-on and show ourselves that we are stronger than it. Each time we face a fear and move through it, that fear loses its hold on us and we become freer to pursue the life we truly want. The beauty of risk is that it is an invitation to live more authentically. It encourages us to follow our passions, to pursue our dreams, and to live in alignment with our deepest desires. When we take risks, we step away from the expectations of others and move toward what truly matters to us. Risk allows us to create a life that reflects who we are at our core, rather than one shaped by the fear of judgment or failure. Ultimately, risk is a gift because it pushes us to become more than we are. It is the doorway to experiences that enrich our lives, the path to discovering our true potential, and the key to living with purpose and intention. Risk invites us to embrace the full spectrum of life, its challenges, its uncertainties, and its rewards. It asks us to be bold, to trust ourselves, and to take action even when the outcome is uncertain. In the end, the gift of risk is not just about achieving success or avoiding failure. It's about the journey of growth, discovery, and self-realization that comes from stepping into the unknown. By embracing risk, we embrace life itself in all its unpredictability and potential, and we open ourselves to the profound rewards that come from living with courage and authenticity. Fear and regret are two powerful forces that shape our lives in profound ways. They often stand in opposition, pulling us in different directions and influencing the choices we make. Fear whispers in our ear, urging caution and holding us back from taking risks or stepping into the unknown. Regret, on the other hand, is the voice of hindsight, reminding us of the opportunities we didn't seize, the chances we let slip away. While fear keeps us safe, it also has the potential to keep us small, confined within the boundaries of comfort and familiarity. Regret, however, is the reminder that in avoiding fear, we may have missed out on something important, something that could have changed the course of our lives. Fear is a natural and often necessary emotion. It serves as a protective mechanism, helping us avoid danger and make cautious decisions when we're faced with potential risks. It's part of our survival instinct, ensuring that we stay safe and minimize harm. But the problem with fear is that it doesn't always distinguish between real threats and imagined ones. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, these are all fears that aren't necessarily tied to physical danger, but they still have the power to paralyze us. They can prevent us from pursuing our dreams, stepping outside our comfort zones, or trying something new. Regret, on the other hand, arises when we realize we've let fear dictate our decisions. It's the feeling that comes when we look back and think, I should have taken that chance, or what if I had been braver? Regret is the weight of knowing that we missed out on something, not because it wasn't possible, but because we were too afraid to go after it. While fear is often immediate and visceral, regret tends to be slower and more reflective. It creeps in over time, growing stronger as we gain perspective on what could have been. The relationship between fear and regret is complex. Fear often feels urgent, demanding our attention in the moment. It tells us to avoid risk, to stick with what's familiar, to protect ourselves from potential harm. But in doing so, fear also limits our growth and keeps us from reaching our full potential. When we choose safety over risk, we may avoid the discomfort of failure or rejection in the short term. But we also risk missing out on opportunities that could lead to greater fulfillment, success, or happiness. Regret, by contrast, is often the result of choosing safety over possibility. It's the lingering thought that we could have done more, experienced more, or been more if only we hadn't let fear win. While fear keeps us in the present moment, regret forces us to look back at our past choices and wonder what might have been. And the more we allow fear to dictate our actions, the more we set ourselves up for regret in the future. One of the most difficult things about regret is that it's often irreversible. Once a moment has passed, we can't go back and reclaim it. We can't undo the decision we made or didn't make because we were too afraid. And this is where regret gains its power. It's the knowledge that we had a chance to do something, to take a leap to pursue a dream, and we chose not to. That's why regret can be so painful. It represents a lost opportunity that can never be recovered. Yet both fear and regret offer us lessons. Fear, when acknowledged and faced, can become a tool for growth. It challenges us to confront our limitations, to question the stories we tell ourselves about what's possible, and to push beyond the boundaries of our comfort zone. When we choose to act in spite of fear, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that we might have otherwise missed. We learn that failure isn't the end, but a stepping stone towards success. We discover that rejection doesn't define our worth, and that the unknown, while intimidating, is often filled with opportunity. Regret, too, teaches us valuable lessons. It reminds us that life is short and that opportunities are fleeting. It encourages us to be more intentional about the choices we make moving forward, to take risks when it feels right, and to prioritize the things that truly matter to us. Regret can serve as a motivator, pushing us to live more fully in the present and to make decisions that align with our deepest desires. In the end, fear and regret are both part of the human experience. We will all face moments of fear, and we will all encounter some level of regret. But the key is in how we respond to these emotions. Will we let fear hold us back? Or will we push through it and take the risks that lead to growth? Will we allow regret to weigh us down, or will we use it as a reminder to live more boldly in the future? The choice is ours, and in that choice lies the power to shape our lives. We often underestimate the vast potential that resides within us. It's easy to get caught up in the routine of everyday life, going through the motions and living within the confines of what feels comfortable and familiar. But deep inside each of us lies a wellspring of untapped potential, a reservoir of capabilities, talents, and strengths that can be unleashed if we allow ourselves to step into it. Unlocking this potential is about more than just achieving external success. It's about realizing the depth of what we are capable of and living in alignment with the highest expression of ourselves. The process of unleashing potential begins with a shift in mindset. We must first recognize that we are more than the sum of our past experiences, more than our current circumstances, and more than the limitations we may have accepted as true. Our potential is not defined by the challenges we faced, nor by the setbacks we've encountered. Instead, it is shaped by our willingness to grow, to learn, and to stretch beyond what we believe is possible. This shift in mindset requires us to embrace the belief that we are capable of far more than we give ourselves credit for. One of the most powerful ways to tap into our potential is by pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zone. Growth happens at the edge of discomfort, where we are challenged to expand our capabilities and stretch our boundaries. When we remain within the confines of what is familiar, we limit our ability to discover new strengths, talents, and opportunities. By stepping outside of our comfort zone, we open ourselves to new experiences that can catalyze growth and reveal the full extent of our potential. Another key to unleashing potential is developing a deep sense of self-awareness. Understanding who we are, values, strengths, passions, and areas for growth allows us to make decisions that align with our true selves. When we operate from a place of self-awareness, we are more likely to pursue goals and opportunities that are meaningful and fulfilling. This, in turn, propels us forward, giving us the energy and motivation to unlock new levels of achievement and personal fulfillment. It's also important to recognize that potential is not static. It evolves and grows over time. What we are capable of today may look very different from what we will be capable of a year from now or 5 years from now if we commit to continuous growth and development. This means that unleashing potential is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey. It's about continually seeking ways to challenge ourselves, learn new skills, and broaden our horizons. A critical part of this journey is embracing failure as a necessary part of growth. Many people hold themselves back from reaching their potential because they fear failure. They worry that if they try something new and don't succeed, it will somehow diminish their worth or abilities. But in reality, failure is one of the most powerful teachers. It shows us what doesn't work, reveals areas where we can improve, and strengthens our resilience. Each time we fail, we gain valuable insights that bring us closer to realizing our potential. The key is not to fear failure, but to see it as a stepping stone towards success. In addition to embracing failure, unleashing potential requires us to cultivate persistence. The road to realizing our potential is rarely easy or straightforward. It often involves setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. But it is in these moments that persistence becomes essential. When we stay committed to our goals and continue moving forward, even in the face of adversity, we build the strength and resilience needed to unlock new levels of potential. Persistence is what turns dreams into reality, and it is what allows us to continue growing long after others have given up. Another important aspect of unleashing potential is surrounding ourselves with the right people. The relationships we cultivate have a profound impact on our ability to grow and succeed. When we surround ourselves with people who encourage, inspire, and challenge us, we are more likely to tap into our full potential. These individuals act as mirrors, reflecting back our strengths and helping us see possibilities we may not have recognized on our own. Conversely, negative or toxic relationships can stifle our growth and keep us stuck in patterns that limit our potential. Ultimately, unleashing potential is about daring to dream big and taking bold action toward those dreams. It's about believing in ourselves, even when others doubt us, and knowing that we have the power to create the life we desire. Our potential is not something that is given to us. It is something we cultivate through our actions, decisions, and mindset. Each step we take toward growth, each challenge we face, and each risk we embrace brings us closer to unleashing the full scope of what we are capable of. In the end, unleashing potential is a deeply personal and transformative process. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to step into the unknown. But when we commit to this journey, the rewards are profound. We discover not only what we are capable of, but also who we are at our core. And as we unlock our potential, we begin to live in alignment with our highest purpose, creating a life that is rich with meaning, fulfillment, and success. Living boldly means embracing life with full intention, daring to pursue your dreams, and taking risks without being held back by fear or doubt. It's about stepping out of the shadows of comfort and complacency and into a life where you're actively engaged in shaping your own destiny. Bold living doesn't mean you have to be fearless, but it does mean you are willing to move forward in spite of your fears. It's understanding that life is precious and finite, and the last thing you want is to look back with regret, wishing you had done more, tried harder, or lived with more courage. Regret is a heavy burden to carry. It lingers in your heart and mind, reminding you of the opportunities you didn't seize, the chances you let slip away, and the dreams that you left unfulfilled. To live boldly is to make choices that ensure at the end of your journey you have as few regrets as possible. It's about deciding now to live in a way that honors your potential and desires instead of letting fear dictate your actions. One of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is the freedom to take risks. Risks are often viewed as dangerous or reckless, but they are essential for growth and fulfillment. Without stepping outside your comfort zone, you can never truly discover what you are capable of. You won't know the extent of your talents, your creativity, or your strength unless you challenge yourself to take on new and new endeavors. Living boldly means allowing yourself to experience uncertainty, knowing that it's the only path toward personal evolution and self-discovery. So often people shy away from bold choices because they are afraid of failure. They worry about what others will think, or they fear the pain that might come with falling short. But in truth, the only real failure is in not trying. Success is not guaranteed, but every attempt brings with it valuable lessons, experiences, and growth. When you live boldly, you understand that failure is part of the journey, not the end of it. It's better to fail 100 times than to never have tried at all, because in trying you're living, and in living you're growing. Regret, however, comes from inaction. It stems from the moments where you allowed fear or uncertainty to hold you back, and later you realize that the opportunity is gone. Unlike failure, regret doesn't come with lessons or growth, it simply leaves a void. It's the thought of what could have been that haunts you. And that's a far greater weight to bear than any failure. When you live boldly, you're actively avoiding that kind of regret because you're choosing to pursue your passions and dreams with courage, even if the outcome is uncertain. Another aspect of living boldly is aligning your actions with your true values and desires. Often people live according to what they think they should do rather than what they truly want. They follow paths that are safe or expected, rather than the ones that set their soul on fire. Bold living requires a deep level of self-awareness, where you regularly check in with yourself to ensure you're pursuing what truly matters to you. It's about living in alignment with your authentic self, not what society, family, or others expect from you. When you live authentically, you live boldly because you're being true to yourself, and that in itself is an act of courage. Living without regret also means being fully present in each moment. It's about engaging with life, not just coasting through it. Boldness doesn't always have to mean grand gestures or monumental risks. Sometimes it's about showing up fully in your day-to-day life, appreciating the small joys, and seizing the opportunities that come your way. It's about saying yes to experiences that excite you and no to things that drain your energy or don't serve your higher purpose. Living boldly is about knowing that life is short and choosing to fill it with experiences and decisions that matter to you. In this way, living boldly is also an act of self-love. It's choosing to honor yourself by giving your dreams the attention they deserve. It's allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open to new experiences because you trust in your own ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's about not settling for mediocrity, but striving for a life that brings you joy, fulfillment, and meaning. At the end of the day, when you choose to live boldly, you're choosing a life without regret. You're committing to living with intention, purpose, and courage. You're making the conscious decision to be the author of your own story, rather than a bystander watching it unfold. And while living boldly doesn't guarantee a life without challenges, it does guarantee a life well lived, a life where you look back with satisfaction, knowing that you gave it your all, took the risks, and truly lived without regret.